Hello everyone and welcome to EduTap. So guys, we are back with another session for Himachal Pradesh Administrative Services for the year 2021 and 2022. And this is Reading Comprehension session 8, and in this session we'll be discussing some previous year passages that were thrown at the UPSC aspirants in the previous year exams, so that we are able to understand what level of passages you may face and how to solve these questions. So before we begin, guys, I would like to invite you to our Telegram channel where you can find all the PDFs of these sessions for free, and much more updates and many more things to consider. And don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel so that you don't miss out on any important videos. And guys, if you wish to contact us for our courses, you can call us on this number during the office hours, that is 8146207241, or you can drop us an email at hello@edutap.co.in. So let's begin the session, guys. But before we start, some key points to remember. Reverse reading, that is to read the questions first so that you know what you're looking for, reading carefully between the lines to understand the hidden meaning or anything that you may not comprehend, just by giving it a read. Careful assessment of the options and then elimination method to eliminate your options and find your answer. So we'll practice all the key points while we are solving the passages. So let's begin, guys. Here in front of you is the first passage. So on the question is, on the basis of the above passage, the following assumptions have been made. So what are assumptions? Assumptions are logical presumptions that are made on the basis of the passage itself. So we'll see the assumptions, they're given to us, and let's see which of them is correct or not. So let's read the passage first. Soil in which nearly all our food grows is a living resource that take years to form. That is true. So soil in which all our food grows is a living resource that takes years to form, yet it can vanish in minutes. Absolutely true. Each year 75 billion tons of fertile soil is lost to erosion. 75 billion tons. Now that is alarming, and not just for food producers. Soil can trap huge quantities of carbon dioxide in the form of organic carbon and prevent it from escaping into the atmosphere. So basically what he wants to convey is soil is a very important component and we should focus on it because it is eroded every year in a huge quantity, and this is alarming for not just food producers but also for the environmentalists, because it can hold a lot of carbon dioxide, and without soil we would have a lot of carbon dioxide in the atmosphere that would basically affect our atmosphere, right? So let's read the assumptions now, guys. Large scale soil erosion is a major reason for widespread food insecurity in the world. Now, is this a reason for widespread food insecurity in the world? That is nowhere mentioned that this is the reason for food insecurity, right? It is a living resource, right? And it has been said this is alarming for food producers, but that doesn't mean it is a major reason for food insecurity. Soil erosion is mainly anthropogenic. That is true, guys, because soil erosion is basically anthropogenic is something that happens due to the actions of human beings, right? Anthro is human beings. So soil erosion is mainly anthropogenic because of the erosion that we see every year. So that is true, and sustainable management of soil helps in combating climate change. So guys, option number 2 and option number 3 are absolutely correct assumptions, but option number 1 is not. So my correct answer here is option number C. So guys, you have to carefully assess the options and then find your answers. Let's solve another passage. And here is the passage. Now again, we are given some assumptions to figure out that if they are correct or not. So let's read the passage first and then let's try to solve the assumptions. So the passage is, inequality is visible, even statistically measurable in many instances. So inequality is visible and it is even statistically measurable, but the economic power that drives it is invisible and not measurable. That is true. So the economic power that drives inequality, that power is invisible and it is not measurable. Like the force of gravity, power is the organizing principle of inequality. So power leads to basically inequality, be it of income, wealth, gender, race, religion, and region. Its effects are seen in a pervasive manner in all spheres, but the ways in which economic power pulls and tilts visible economic variables remain invisibly obscure. So he's trying to play with the words. He's saying that he's saying the economic power that holds the strings to the puppets in every sphere is basically the power which is invisible, right? So we can measure inequality in different spheres, but the power behind it, which leads to inequality, is invisible in every sense. So let's read the assumptions, guys. Economic power is the only reason for existence of inequality in a society. So guys, only makes an option extreme. So we should not choose that unless it is specially mentioned. Inequality of different kinds, income, wealth, etc., reinforces power. That is true. So inequality reinforces power, and power, pulls and tilts all these inequalities. So that is true. Option number three, economic power can be analyzed more through its effects by direct empirical methods. That is also not correct, guys, because no, I think economic power can be analyzed. Are we talking about analysis anywhere? So by empirical method. So we can say that that is also, for me, I think, guys, that is also not true. It can be analyzed. Economic power can be, so economic power he's talking about, not equality. Okay, so that is also correct, guys. So option number 2 and option number 3 are correct. Now let's read option number 1. Economic power is the only reason for existence of an inequality in a society. Its effects are seen in pervasive manner in all spheres. So in all spheres, in a pervasive manner. So that makes it true as well, guys. So first option is also correct. So option number D is my correct answer. So that is the right answer for this passage, guys. Next passage, guys, climate change. Now we have to find a logical and rational inference. So let's read the passage. Climate change may actually benefit some plants by lengthening growing seasons and increasing carbon dioxide. So climate change may actually benefit some plants by lengthening growing seasons and increasing carbon dioxide. Yet other effects of a warmer world, such as more pests, droughts, and flooding, will be less benign. So although climate change may help plant growth, but the other effects of climate change are very drastic. That's what he wants to say. How will the world adapt? Researchers project that by 2050, suitable croplands for 4 commodities, maize, potato, rice, and wheat, will shift. In some cases, pushing farmers to plant new crops. Some farmlands may benefit from warming, but others won't. Climate alone does not dictate yields. Political shifts, global demand, and agriculture practices will influence how farms fare in the future. So, climate is not the only reason. There are many other factors like political shifts, global demand, and agricultural practices will influence how farms will fare in the future. But suitable croplands for 4 commodities will shift, right? That is definitely said. So let's read the inference, guys. Farmers who modernize their methods and diversify their fields will be in an advantageous position in future. That is true. Climate change will adversely affect the crop diversity. Climate change will adversely affect the crop diversity. No, it will definitely lead to crop diversity. It will not affect crop diversity. It will push crop diversity. So we can say this is not true. Shifting major crops to new croplands will lead to a great increase in the total area under cultivation and thus an increase in overall agriculture production. So it has nowhere been spoken of. So we cannot assume that. Climate change is the most important factor affecting agricultural economy in the future. So that is also not clearly mentioned, but that is the correct inference. Farmers who modernize their methods and diversify their fields will be in an advantageous position. That's what he wants to say. Climate change. So that means you have to modernize the methods. That means you have to basically follow crop diversity and diversify their fields, and they will be in an advantageous position. So correct answer for me is option number A. Right. So let's solve another passage today, guys. Now we have to again find the logical and rational inference from the passage. Okay. So let's read the passage, guys. A bat's wings, right? A bat's wings may look like a sheet of skin, but underneath a bat has the same 5 fingers as an orangutan or a human, as well as a wrist connected with the same cluster of wrist bones connected to the same long bones of the arm. So he is saying that orangutan, human being, and bats, our limbs look like the same. What can be more curious than that? The hand of a man formed for grasping, that of a mole for digging, the leg of a horse, the paddle of a porpoise, and the wing of the bat should all be constructed on the same pattern. So this is interesting. So all these, all these species, they have the same pattern of, hands. So that is something very curious to know about. So let's read the options now. Different species having similar structure of hands is an example of biodiversity. All right. Limbs being used by different species for different kinds of work is an example of biodiversity. Okay. Man and the aforementioned animals have similar structure of limbs is an example of coincidence in evolution. Or man and the aforementioned animals have shared a evolutionary history. So that is the inference we can say can be taken up. If all these have the same structure, that means we are evolved on the same pattern, right? So it's not biodiversity that we are from the same species but we belong to different classes. That is not true. The truth is man and these animals may have shared an evolutionary history. That is why we have similar type of structure, right? And we have evolved that way. So that is the correct answer for this, guys. So guys, I hope this session was useful and it was helpful for your preparation, and I hope it will help you in your understanding of these reading comprehension passages, right? So if you want the PDFs of these sessions, join our Telegram channel, the link for which has been given in the description of the video, guys. And you can call us on this number if you have any queries regarding the course, that is 8146207241. Or you can also drop us an email at hello@edutap.co.in, and this is our website, guys, www.edutap.co.in. So guys, I thank you very much for your precious time. Don't forget to like the session. Don't forget to share it so that, others may also get benefited. So thank you once again for joining in. Stay safe, stay healthy, and happy learning to all of you guys.